Hello all, today we will talk about the propagation of TM wave in the rectangular waveguide. So in the previous session we have talked about the rectangular waveguide components. Whenever your wave passes through the rectangular waveguide component, what will be the EX component, what will be the EY component, what will be the HX component, and what will be the HY component. But for this session we will talk about particularly a TM wave. So for TM wave, when we talk about the propagation of the TM wave in the rectangular waveguide, we can say that your magnetic field will be purely transverse to the direction of the propagation. So here we can say that your Hz is equal to 0 and Ez component will be non-zero. ठीक है. So the wave equation, how you can write the wave equation for such wave? So for this kind of wave, the wave equation can be written by d square Ez dx square plus d square Ez dy square plus h square Ez is equal to 0. So this is nothing but the wave equation. So this is, we can say, this is the partial differential equation. Now this can be solved to get different field components. Now to get a different field components, here when we are talking about the component, what are the different field components here? So here different field components are nothing but the Ex, Ey, Hx and Hy. Okay, so we have seen the general solutions for this one, but here we are going to apply it for particularly for the TM wave. So let us assume the solution. Now here we know that we have got this particular equation. This is nothing but the partial differential equation, now which can be solved by, now how we are going to solve this particular equation? Now this we will solve by using the separation of variable method. So separation of variable method can be applied to solve such equations. So here let us assume, to solve it with the separation of variable method, let us assume that Ez is equal to xy. Okay, so we have assumed something to solve this equation. So the first assumption is that Ez is nothing but the xy. Now let x is nothing but the pure function of x and y is nothing but the pure function of y. So here we have assumed that your Ez component is nothing but the x into y, whereas x is nothing but the pure function of x only. So let us write that also, that your x is nothing but the, let x is nothing but the pure function of x only. ठीक है, and your y is nothing but the pure function of y only. Now we know that our previous equation was d square Ez. So here the previous equation was d square Ez dx square plus d square Ez dy square plus h square Ez is equal to 0. ठीक है, तो we'll put the values of here that we have put it, that e square Ez dx square. So first I'll solve the first one. So d square Ez dx square is equal to d square x into y divided by dx square. Let this one be like this. So here y will come out. So d square x dx square, let us, this is nothing but the equation number 1. Again d square Ez dy square is equal to, let's put Ez is equal to xy. So this will be dy square, this will be say x into d square y dy square. Let us say this is equation number 2. ठीक है, so using above two equations we can write. Now I'll put all this equation values in my equation above equation. So using above two equations I can write that y d square x is nothing but the dx square plus x d square y dy square plus h square xy is equal to 0. Now dividing throughout xy we get, now what we will do here, we'll divide throughout by xy. Okay, so here dividing throughout xy we can write here another equation. So let us see, this is now here we know that our x and y are the independent variables. This x and y are independent variables. So here we can write another equation over here by dividing, and I can write above two equations. I can write d square x dx square, this d square y dy square h square hy, and I'll divide throughout this particular equation with the xy. So divided by xy, this will give me x d square x dx square plus, say x will get cancelled, that's why I can write this will be 1 by x, this will be 1 by y, d square y dy square plus h square is equal to 0. So here I have got a new equation, that is 1 by x d square x dx square plus 1 by y d square y dy square plus h square is equal to 0. So here next one is nothing but, now as we have applied this particular things over there, now we can say that 1 by x, this 1 by x d square x dx square is a pure function of x only, and 1 by y d square, say y dy square is a pure function of y only. Okay, now the sum of this is a constant. Now you can see here is nothing but the sum 1 by say x d square x dx square plus 1 by y d square y by dy square. So the sum of these constant, this the sum of these, as these are the pure functions, the sum of this is a constant, hence each term must be equal to a constant. Now ये हर एक टर्म आपका कांस्टेंट होना चाहिए, ठीक है, x this must be constant and this must be constant. So we use separation of variable method, ठीक है. Now let us assume, as we are saying that sum इसका constant होना चाहिए, this must be constant and this must be constant. So let us assume that whatever you are using, that is let us assume that 1 by x d square x dx square is a constant, which is nothing but the minus b square. Then 1 by y d square y dy square, this must be a constant, that is a square. ठीक है, so we have assumed that this the constant, assume that if this is the constant, our constant is nothing but the 1 by x d square x ds minus b square and 1 by. So where we are saying that minus a square and minus b square are constants, ठीक है. So these are the two constants we have assumed. Now substituting in the above equation, that we know that our previous equation was, say as we have already dealt with the equation, that our previous equation was 1 by x, our previous equation was 1 by x d square x dx square plus 1 by y d square y dy square plus h square is equal to 0. So let us put whatever we have assumed over here. So 1 by x is nothing but the minus b square minus a square plus h square is equal to 0. ठीक है, so here we can say that we have got something over here, that is nothing but the h square is equal to a square plus b square. So this is something which we have got. So we can say our h square is nothing but the a square plus b square. So here again we can see this is nothing but our these equations which we have already seen. These two equations are nothing but these are the ordinary second order equations. So I can say these are the ordinary second order equations. Now the solutions of this can be given by, if these are the second order equations, then the solution of this can be given by, as we are using the separation of variable method, the solution of this can be given by x is equal to c1 cos of dx plus c2 sin of bx. Then y is nothing but the c3 say cos of ay plus c4 sin of a y. So I have got xy, whereas c1, c2, c3 and c4, where you can say c1, c2, c3 and c4 are constant. So if these are the constant, they can be evaluated by applying boundary conditions. So I can evaluate by applying the boundary conditions. ठीक है, so I can write here what will be the, say, ez. So we have put it ez is equal to x into y. Now I know what is x and what is y. So ez is equal to c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx into, we can say, another equation, that is c3 cos of ay plus c4 sin of ay. So this is something which we are going to find out here by applying the boundary condition. Now here specifically we are assuming that our wave is nothing but the TM wave, and it is passing through the rectangular waveguide. So whenever we are talking about the rectangular waveguide, we'll apply the boundary conditions. Now to apply the boundary conditions, we can see we know how to find out the Ez. Now we'll apply the boundary conditions. So here I can say, for boundary conditions for this rectangular waveguide, so to know the boundary conditions, I must know my rectangular waveguide. So if I draw the rectangular waveguide here, this is nothing but the rectangular waveguide which I am using. So the rectangular waveguide and the boundary conditions. Okay, since this is the x coordinate, I am saying this is my y coordinate, and I am assuming that the direction of the propagation is nothing but the z direction, and this is the z direction. Okay, so we are assuming that our direction of the propagation is nothing but the direction of the propagation is z direction. So here the shorter side will be denoted with the 0 to b, this will be the 0 to a, this will be the x coordinate, this will be the y coordinate, this will be the z coordinate, whereas our assumption is that the z is nothing but the direction of propagation. Okay, so here if I apply the boundary conditions, you can see here the first boundary condition, second boundary condition and third boundary condition. So I'll consider the bottom wall is my first boundary condition. I'll assume that this left side wall is my second boundary condition, the top wall is my third boundary condition, and the right side will be considered as the fourth boundary conditions. So here we'll assume these are the four boundary conditions, and we'll solve this for this four boundary conditions. So first boundary condition, let us see the first boundary condition. So in the first boundary condition, I am assuming, say, bottom wall. Okay, so the first boundary condition is the bottom wall. Now here what we are assuming are, we can say, the wave is the TM wave. So since the entire surface of the rectangular waveguide acts as the short circuit, so entire surface of rectangular waveguide works as the short circuit or the ground. You can say the short circuit or ground. So you can say along with this boundary condition, it will have Ez is equal to 0. Okay, since there are four walls, you can say the bottom, left, top and up. So I am considering that my first boundary condition, that is, say, bottom wall. So at the bottom wall you will have Ez is equal to 0, as the complete surface acts as the short circuit. So we know that Ez is equal to 0. So at the bottom wall also you will have a Ez is equal to 0. So I'll write here Ez is equal to 0, but at this 0 you are all along the bottom wall. So I can say it will be all along the bottom wall. So what will happen here, all along the bottom wall you can say Ez is equal to 0, but your x here will varies from 0 to a and your y will be 0. So all along the bottom wall your y is equal to 0, and this stands for all. So x varies from 0 to a. So this sign stands for all. Okay, so this stands for all. So in the first boundary condition, you can say at the bottom wall Ez is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 and x varies from 0 to A. Now we will assume the second boundary condition. So here I'll write here the second boundary condition. And what is your second boundary condition? My second boundary condition is the left side wall. So here I am assuming the left wall. So the left wall, here you can say that you can write here Ez is equal to 0, ठीक है, whereas left side पे आपका x is equal to 0 and for all y varies from 0 to b. So this is my second boundary condition. We'll apply the third boundary condition here. This is the second boundary condition. Now this is the third boundary condition. We are assuming that our third boundary condition is nothing but the top wall. So here third, I'll say this is 3, and this will be the third boundary condition. So in my third boundary condition, my wall is the top wall. ठीक है. So in the top wall also, as we have seen, Ez is equal to 0. ठीक है. For Ez is equal to 0, you can see that your y is equal to b, and for all x varies from 0 to a. So this is my third boundary condition. Then fourth boundary condition. So what is the fourth boundary condition? The fourth boundary condition is nothing but the right side wall. So in the fourth boundary condition, right wall, here I can see my Ez is equal to 0. Sorry, my Ez is equal to 0, whereas my x is equal to constant, that is a, and my y varies from 0 to b. So here we can see, as we have already gone through the four walls, we can see here our, say again we'll take a look what we have seen previously. In the bottom wall, your Ez is equal to 0, your y is equal to 0, x varies from 0 to a. In the second boundary condition, left side x is equal to 0 and y varies from 0 to b. Third boundary condition is the top wall, whereas your y is equal to b and your x varies from 0 to a. In the left side wall, your x is equal to a and y varies from, I can say your y varies from 0 to b. So this is nothing but the boundary conditions which we have given right now. The next one is nothing but as we have applied the boundary condition, we'll take a look at the first boundary condition. We apply the condition of the first boundary condition. So I'll take the, say, first solution. I'm going to solve this thing, so I will apply substituting, say, first boundary condition. So my first boundary condition is nothing but the bottom wall. So here as I have bottom wall, जहाँ पे आपका say Ez is equal to, I can write here in the first boundary condition Ez is equal to 0 at y is equal to 0 and x varies from 0 to a. ठीक है, ये आपका पहला बाउंड्री कंडीशन हो गया. सो हाउ आई एम राइटिंग द Ez is equal to c1 cos of bx plus c2 sin of bx into c3 cos of ay plus c4 sin of ay. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे यू आर अप्लाइंग द बाउंड्री कंडीशन. सो यू आर सेइंग योर y इज इक्वल टू 0. ठीक है, एंड x वेरीज फ्रॉम 0 to a. ठीक है, सो दिस वैल्यूज विल बी देयर बिकॉज x एग्जिस्ट, इट विल बी 0 to a. y will be 0 and here also y will be 0. Sin of 0 will be 0, so this complete, you can say, term will be 0. Cos of 0 is 1. So I can again write this particular equation like this: c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx into c3 cos of, say, ay. So cos of 0 is nothing but the 1. So again writing this one, c1 cos of bx plus c2 sin of bx into c3. Now this Ez is equal to 0. ठीक है, so if I am talking that Ez is equal to 0, what I can say here, I can say that either this term will be 0 or this term will be 0. But here you can say that your c1 this term cannot be 0, as you are having something, this term cannot be 0. So c1 cos of bx plus c2 sin of bx cannot be 0. ठीक है, so which term may be, because your x varies from like 0 to a, so this term cannot be 0, and that's why what you can conclude, hence your c3 will be 0. ठीक है, so this is when you are applying the first boundary condition. I have concluded that my c3 will be 0. So if your c3 is equal to 0, you just put this in your original equation. So what your original equation says you, so if we have gone through the original equation, we can say that our Ez is equal to c1 cos of bx. So we are applying the boundary conditions and putting it in our original equation. So Ez is equal to c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx, then into c3 cos ay plus c4 sin of ay. So here we are putting c3 is equal to 0. So above equation, putting c3 is equal to 0, above equation will become c1 cos of bx plus c2 sin of bx. ठीक है, इंटू, अब ये टर्म तो 0 हो गया, सो यू विल गेट अ c4 sin of ay. This is the condition when you apply the first boundary condition. ठीक है, so you have got some equations. Say we have marked that two equations as equation 2, so I'll say this is my equation number 3. ठीक है, now the second thing, first हमने first apply किया boundary condition, the second is substituting second boundary condition. So let us substitute second boundary condition. So here applying the second boundary condition, and the second boundary condition is nothing but the, as we have already seen, your second boundary condition is nothing but the left side of the wall. So left side of the wall, as I'm drawing somewhere here आपका rectangular waveguide. So if this is the rectangular waveguide, and if I'm talking about the second boundary condition, my second boundary condition is say this wall. So here say this is y, so this is x, and this is the direction of the propagation, that is z direction. So here if I am talking about this side 0, ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे Ez is equal to 0. For what? Ez is equal to 0, whereas your x is equal to 0, ठीक है, and your y varies from 0 to b. So this is the condition over there at the right hand side. Now here if I put all the equations over there which we are using here, so applying the second boundary condition, this is the condition. So I will put this, now this is the equation which I have got. Applying first boundary condition, Ez is equal to 0, I can say your x is equal to 0, so this is 0, so this term will become Ez is equal to c1, as your x is 0, so cos of 0 will be 1. ठीक है, and if this is 0, this complete term will become 0. So I can write c1 c4 sin of ay. So this is after applying the second boundary condition. ठीक है, now since, now I can write here, since sin of ay cannot be 0. Why cannot be 0? Because your y varies from 0 to b. ठीक है, and c4 also cannot be 0. ठीक है, ये this cannot be 0, your c1 will be 0. ठीक है, so now using this equation, now using this equation, you can say if you are applying the c1 is 0, you can go for the equation number which we have seen here, equation number 3. Now putting this in equation number 1, what you will get, sorry, equation number 3. So if you put this in the equation number 3, your Ez is equal to say c1 is equal to 0, this term will become 0. ठीक है, so this will be the c2 sin of bx into c4 sin of ay. ठीक है, so now I have got this particular equation. Further reducing this particular equation, I will take the constant wala term at one side. You can write Ez is equal to c2 c4 sin of bx and sin of ay. So till now we have applied two boundary conditions and I have got this particular equation, that is Ez is equal to C2 C4 sine of Bx and sine of Ay. Now applying third boundary condition. Till now we have applied the two boundary conditions. Now we'll apply the third boundary condition. So which one is our third boundary condition? Our third boundary condition is, say, so here third, substituting third boundary condition. So here if I substituting third boundary condition, so if I apply here third boundary condition, I can write, so again I will draw here one rectangular waveguide, whereas our third boundary condition is nothing but the top side of this particular. So third boundary condition, if you apply third boundary condition, if you say this is the x direction, y direction, z direction, top में क्या होता है, तो 0 to A and 0 to B. So for third boundary condition, Ez is equal to 0, whereas y is equal to B, and your x varies from 0 to A. So this is your third boundary condition. Now थर्ड बाउंड्री कंडीशन जब आप सब्सटीट्यूट करते हो और आपने यू हैव सीन द प्रीवियस इक्वेशन वेयर एज यू हैव गॉट समथिंग, वी हैव पुटेड द इक्वेशन नंबर 3 और विल गिव दिस पर्टिकुलर इक्वेशन एज द प्रीवियस वाला इक्वेशन, इसको हम लोग नंबरिंग करेंगे, दिस से इक्वेशन नंबर 4. सो इन द इक्वेशन नंबर 4 इज C2 C4 साइन ऑफ Bx साइन ऑफ से Ay. Now applying third boundary condition, we know that y is equal to, I am just rewriting that equation again, that Ez is equal to, that is equal to 0 is equal to C2 C4 sine of Bx and sine of Ay. Now I can put here C2 C4 sine of Bx sine of say A, y is equal to B and that's why B. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पे ये हम लोगों ने कंडीशन पुट आउट कर दिया, ये है 0. ठीक है. नाउ वी नो दैट सिंस साइन ऑफ बी एक्स कैन नॉट बी 0, आई कैन से सिंस साइन ऑफ बी एक्स कैन नॉट बी 0, यू कैन से सिंस साइन बी एक्स कैन नॉट बी 0, C4 cannot be 0 and C2 also cannot be 0, otherwise there will be no solution. If this will be zeros, there will be no solution. So what will be 0 here? So hence sine of, I can say sine of AB is equal to 0. So AB is equal to A. So multiple of pi is equal to n pi. ठीक है. So if I am saying sine of AB is equal to 0, I can say AB is equal to a multiple of pi, that is n pi. So where n is nothing but the constant. So here I am saying if sine of AB is equal to 0, where n can be a constant 0, 1, 2 constant. ठीक है, ये कुछ तो constant हो. Now what will be the value of A here? So A is equal to n pi by B. So I have got something over here by applying the third boundary condition that A must be n pi by B. So this is all about the third boundary condition. Now applying the fourth boundary condition. So we have solved till now 3 boundary condition. Substituting fourth boundary condition. So if I am applying the fourth boundary condition, we can see here fourth boundary condition is nothing but the right side. So in this diagram only I am showing you what's the fourth boundary condition. So if the fourth boundary condition Ez is equal to 0, your if this is the side, this is the right side, I can say x is equal to A, and for all y varies from say 0 to B. So this is your fourth boundary condition. So y varies from 0 to B. Now I'll say this whatever equation I have got after solving this one, that fourth equation, again I'll use that fourth equation over here and I can put the values over there. So applying fourth boundary condition, Ez is equal to 0, ये जो भी equation है वापस से हम लोग use करेंगे. So here I can say Ez is equal to 0 is equal to C2 C4 sine of BA, because I know x is equal to A, so I'll put A here, sine of AY. ठीक है. So since now here is a sine of B, say sine of AY here, if you see the conditions over here, I can say साइन ऑफ ए वाई कैन नॉट बी ज़ीरो, ठीक है. इफ़ दिस वैल्यू इज ज़ीरो, दिस मस्ट बी ज़ीरो, दिस मस्ट बी ज़ीरो, अदरवाइज दिस कॉन्स्टेंट्स मस्ट बी ज़ीरो, ठीक है. बट यहाँ पे सिंस साइन ऑफ ए वाई कैन नॉट बी ज़ीरो, C4 cannot be 0, C2 cannot be 0, you can say therefore sine of BA is equal to 0. So if you are saying sine of BA is equal to 0 means BA must be m pi. So here m is nothing but the one of the constant which may vary, that your m may vary from 0, 1, 2, and this must be a constant. So here I can derive, if I am talking about that sine of BA is equal to 0, so BA is equal to m pi, and that's why I am deriving again. I have calculated, derived something here, and here B is equal to m pi by A. So I have got A here, I have got B here. So A is n pi by B and B is nothing but the m pi by A. Now here we have got these things, and we have got one equation after applying two boundary conditions C2, C4 sin Bx and sin Ay. So I'll use this equation again. We have given this equation as the equation number 4. So equation number 4, using the equation number 4 again I can say I'll use the equation number 4. So using equation 4, ठीक है, and that equation number 4 is nothing but the Ez is equal to C2 C4 sine of Bx and sine of Ay. So where A and B are, we have already calculated what is the A and B. So we know that A is nothing but the n pi by B and B is nothing but the m pi by A. So we have already seen these two values in the above equation. So we'll put these equations in that particular. So Ez is equal to C2 C4 sine of say Bx, B nothing but the m pi by A x, and sine of Ay. So A is nothing but the n pi by B and y. So I have got Ez over here. So where now again if I am going to write this particular equation, I'll write this equation. Now this is very important, so I'll write this equation again. Ez is equal to C2 C4 sine of say m pi by A x sine of n pi by B y e raised to minus gamma z e raised to j omega t. So this is how I am writing my equation. Now why? Because this e raised to minus gamma z, this represent that your propagation is along with the z direction. So this means that your propagation along z direction. Okay. So and what about this e raised to j omega t? This represent that your variations are the sinusoidal variation. So my variations are the sinusoidal variation, and that variation j omega t, that variations are with respect to t. Now again I'll put something over here. Now let C is equal to, now I have C2 C4, these two constant. So let C is equal to C2 C4. Okay, some other constants. I'll say this is some other constant. Now when you put this C2 C4 is equal to C, your equation now will become, say I'm putting this particular equation, so my Ez now becomes, I'm writing this with like यहाँ पे Ez C sine of m pi by A x sine of n pi by B y e raised to minus gamma z e raised to j omega t. Let us give this equation as equation number 5. So I have got this equation. Now if I know Ez, because I am talking about the transverse magnetic field, my Hz component here will be 0, only Ez component will exist, and I have got Ez component over there. So if I got my Ez component, I can use this Ez component to find out my other field component, that is Ex, Ey, Hx, Hy. So let us talk about other components. Okay, so now we know that. Now let us revise what we have seen in the previous session. We have seen Ex we have seen Ey, we have seen Hx, we have seen Hy. So let us write that particular things again. So let us take a revision of our rectangular waveguide. So since Ex, so I'll write the Ex component over here. So Ex is nothing but the minus gamma by h square d of Ez dx, ठीक है, minus j omega mu by h square dhz dy. This is your Ex component. What about the dy component? So what is the Ey component? Minus gamma by h square d of Ez d of y plus j omega mu h square d of hz, and I'll say this is the d of x. So this is your Ey component. What about the hx component here? So in the hx component you will write minus gamma by h square d of hz dx plus j omega epsilon h square d of Ez dy, ठीक है. What about the hy component? This is just the revision what we have seen in the previous session. Minus gamma by h square, so my y component will be minus gamma by h square d of hz dy plus j omega epsilon h square d of Ez and dx, ठीक है. So this is how we are going to find out our filled components of the rectangular waveguide in the TM wave. So as we are discussing right now about the TM wave, if I am talking about this component, this will be 0. So this component will be 0 as h will not exist. So this will be 0 here. Again I can say here also this will be the 0 as we are dealing with the TM wave. Here in the hx this component will be 0 as hz will be 0, and this component will also 0. Now I know what is hz, ठीक है. So we'll solve further. If I put in the ex component अगर आपको solve करना है, so I'll solve one of the component, then you can understand how you can solve other components here. So when I'm talking about the ex component, let us say ex is equal to minus gamma by h square d of Ez. Now we know what is our dz. Our Ez is nothing but the equation number 5 which we can write here. Now I'm just writing d of, say, c sine of m pi by a x sine of n pi by b y e raised to minus gamma z a raised to j omega t. So this is your, I can say, d by dx, ठीक है. So this is your d by dx. So how we can write the, say, x component, that will be minus gamma by square d by dx as it is with respect to x. साइन का आपका हो जाएगा cos, ठीक है. So this will be the cos of this particular thing, and cos of m pi by a constant and m pi by a will come out over there. Then you can write this particular equation, and sin n pi by b will remain as it is respect with. So after solving this equation I can write minus gamma by h square, says we are writing this as a c, so constant c here, then m pi by a, ठीक है, m pi by a, then you can say the cos of m pi by a x, ठीक है. साइन का आपका cos हो गया, ठीक है. सो साइन ऑफ n pi by b, and then you can write here y e raised to j omega t minus gamma z. So this is your ex component. So similarly, if you put the value of this Ez at the place of this, यहाँ पे अगर आप यहाँ पे Ez with respect to y करेंगे तो आपका ये वाला कंपोनेंट विल रिमेन एज इट इज़, लेकिन इसका आपका डिफ्रेंशिएशन हो जाएगा, साइन का हो जाएगा cos, ठीक है. सो इफ़ यू विल राइट दैट कंपोनेंट, आई एम अगेन रीराइटिंग द ex component over. So let us write ex is equal to minus gamma by h square c m pi by a cos m pi by a x sin n pi by b y e raised to j omega t minus gamma z. So this is Ex component. Let us denote this equation with the equation number 6. Now let us see what you can get over here as a y component. So Ey is minus gamma by h square n pi by b sine of m pi by a x cos of n pi by b y e raised to j omega t minus gamma z. Let us denote this equation with number 7. So Ey is nothing but the minus gamma by h square n pi by b sine of m pi by a x cos of n pi by b y e raised to j omega t minus gamma z. Now let us see what hx component comes over there. So this will be j omega epsilon by h square c. So here also we need to mention our constant c here in this equation also. So c n pi by b sine of m pi by a x cos of n pi by b y e raised to j omega t minus gamma z. Let us denote this equation with equation number 8. So we have got say our ex component, ey component, and then we can say the hx component. Now only one left, that is nothing but the we can say hy component. So let us say hy component is equal to j omega epsilon by h square c m pi by a cos m pi by a x sine n pi by b y e raised to j omega t minus gamma z. Let us denote this equation with the equation number 9. So we can say we have got equation number 6, we have got equation number 7, we have got equation number 8, and we have got equation number 9. So ex, ey, hx and hy components we have got. Now we are interested in finding out the modes for TM wave. So let us say TM00 mode. So when I am talking about the 00 mode, this 00 is nothing but the TMMN. So here I can say M is equal to 0 and N is equal to 0. If I put the values of M0 and N0, if this is 0, the whole term will be 0. N is 0, this will be 0. Again N and M, both the terms will be 0. So all filled component vanish. So if all filled component vanish, we can say this mode does not exist. So I can say TM00 mode does not exist. Now I'll find another mode. Which one is the another mode? I can say TM01 mode. So if I'm talking about the TM01 mode, I can say my M is equal to 0 and N is equal to 1. So if M is equal to 0 and N is equal to 1, जो भी M multiplication है ये वाला 0 हो जाएगा, फिर आपका ये वाला भी 0 हो जाएगा. Now sign of M, that sign of 0 will be 0, so again this component will become 0. What about the hx? Again sign of M, sign of 0 will be 0. So again you can say that TM01 mode does not exist. You can say that. Why does not exist? Because all the field components will 0 in this case. Now again we are talking about the next mode, that is the TM01 mode. So TM01 we have already 10 mode. So I'll say M is equal to 1 and N is equal to 0. Now you can say जहाँ पे आपका N 0 है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, डायरेक्टली मल्टीप्लिकेशन यू कैन से. सो N0 N0 ये दो मोड्स तो उसके लिए एग्जिस्ट नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है. EY एंड HX बोथ विल बी 0, ठीक है. बट whenever you are talking about the N is equal to 0, that sign of 0 will be 0. So TM10 mode, यहाँ पे आपका N is equal to 0, sign 0 will be 0, ये पूरा 0 हो जाएगा. Then you can put again यहाँ पे in the NX you can say N यहाँ पे 0 डाल देंगे आप, तो ये भी 0 हो जाएगा. तो all filled component vanish and you can say TM10 mode does not exist, ठीक है. Now the last mode we can see here, TM11 mode. So whenever we talk about the TM11 mode, and if you put m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 1, all filled components, here you can say all the modes does or if I put m1, this will be something, and if you are putting all these things with 1 or something like that, that things will be there. So cos and sine terms also exist and these modes exist. So you can say this mode does exist. So if this mode does exist, and then if TM11 exists, all higher mode does exist. So all higher mode does exist. So here we have completed our TM wave analysis, and we have seen what is the EX, EY, HX, HY component, which mode does exist and which mode. So we can conclude that for TM wave 11 and higher mode does exist. So this is all for this session, and I hope you have understood how TM wave does work and what are the field components for the TM wave. Thank you.